Alright, what's up, you guys? I'm here with my top 5 favorite pay-per-views of the 2000s. So that's anywhere from 2000 to 2010. And honestly, I loved the 2000s, as you know. I almost made this like a top 10 list. I could make this a top 25 list. I love the early to late 2000s. So, number 5, we have ECW One Night Stand 2006. I love this pay-per-view. You had a great crowd, and it was coming off of the previous year's event, which was also fantastic. Rey Mysterio and Sabu, I love that match. The ending, yeah, that was bullshit, but I still loved that match. It was really, really getting a good pace and really was becoming exciting, and then they ruined it. But, the six-man tag match with Edge, Mick Foley, and then Tommy Dreamer and Terry Funk and Beulah. Great match. And then you had John Cena and RVD. And you had that feel-good moment as an ECW fan to end it with Rob Van Dam winning. So I do love this pay-per-view. Next up, we have Royal Rumble 2007. I'm a huge fan of this because you had probably the best Royal Rumble match ending of all time between Shawn Michaels and Taker. That was just phenomenal. You're on the edge of your seat wondering who's going to win. And you had a good WWE Championship match with Umaga and John Cena. Good opener. So, overall, I do really like this event. Alright, so WrestleMania 22 is next up. I love WrestleMania 22. This is one of the first pay-per-views I ever watched. And, you have Edge and Mick Foley, one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. You have, great triple threat match, in my opinion, for the World Heavyweight title. I liked it. It did get cut for time, but I thought it was enjoyable. You had John Cena and Triple H, pretty good main event match. You have Shawn Michaels and Vince in just an all-out brawl, which was great. And, good Money in the Bank ladder match. Overall, I do think this was a good event. It definitely had its ups and downs, for sure. I was not a fan of the casket match. But still, in the end, I really did enjoy this pay-per-view. And it really had that big-time feel to it. Unfortunately, it was, of course, in the Allstate Arena. So, this was before they switched to stadium shows. This was your final arena show for WrestleMania. So, next up, we have No Mercy 2002. A lot of people might not like this pay-per-view, but I really do. You have a great Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. And you have my favorite tag team match of all time. I'll show you just show you the whole match listing here. You have Edge and Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. That is by far my favorite tag team match ever. And then you had Rob Van Dam and Ric Flair. You had, like I said, great main event. And overall, this is a B pay-per-view. But at times, it felt like more than that. Especially with the tag team title match. And I really like the Hell in a Cell match between them. I really do. So, really enjoy this pay-per-view. And finally, this one's probably not much of a surprise to anyone. Number 1, WrestleMania 19. I mean, what's there to say about this event? In my opinion, this is the second greatest WrestleMania of all time, before 17, of course. But you have Hulk Hogan and Vince here on your cover. The only thing is, I always thought this cover could have been a lot better. But you have Hogan and Vince, great street fight. You have The Rock and Stone Cold again. And, of course, Stone Cold putting The Rock over, and that being his final match. This WrestleMania, I've always said, had a bit of everything for everyone. You have, hardcore, the street fight. You have mat wrestling in the main event between Brock and Kurt Angle. Great tag team action, great cruiserweight action. Overall, this has everything for somebody. And, of course, you have Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. What more could you ask for? So, the only thing I didn't like was The Undertaker in the handicap match. I think he could have had a better match with someone else. I don't even care. Just put him in a singles match with Big Show at that point. But overall, of course, this is my favorite pay-per-view of the 2000s. Let me know what your list would be I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.